Hey guys, how are you? Made it through another day, and sometimes that's a blessing. Sometimes you're gonna feel like I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. There are times in your life where you don't want to be here anymore, but there are also times in life where you feel very good and very thankful, and you feel encouraged about life. You'll have them both. You'll have both emotions. You'll have both mindsets in life. Just know that that's okay. Just take it one day at a time, one step at a time. And like I try to do every day, like I do every day, just about 365 days out of the year, every day of the year, I go live on this channel, live at night, broadcast usually from my car because I live full time in my car. If you want to be notified when you join the live stream, you hit the subscribe button. And then when you get the notification, just come in and leave a comment like a bunch of people are doing now. And I read each and every comment. We could talk about whatever you want to talk about, simple living, sex, politics, fun stuff, sad stuff, because it's all part of life. All of it's part of life. Sometimes people say, I don't talk religion and politics. Well, then what do I mean, that's part of life. Sometimes people say, well, I don't, life is good, bad, everything. It's just a mixture of things. So you try to make life as best as possible and as happiest as possible. I was talking today, we're gonna get to all live comments. Please, I appreciate when you come in these live chats if you leave a comment. If you don't want to leave a comment, I understand that too. If you want to just listen, that's fine. Please don't feel pressured. Also, I appreciate everyone who clicks the thumbs up, shares the video. Thank you. But I was talking to someone today. We were talking about divorce. He goes, Sam, I haven't watched your channel. And this is someone I know in real life. So he goes, Sam, I haven't watched your channel in a while, but I logged on because he had got a new phone and he didn't have the YouTube app on his phone. But he got and he goes, but I clicked on your channel and I was watching the divorce video. I did a video a few days back about divorce and devastation, my experience growing up in a divorced household, the fact that a lot of people in this live chat, a lot of people that are part of this YouTube channel, they've been through a divorce, they're going through a divorce. And he said, well, he was interested in that. And he was telling, we were just talking about life and how hard divorce is, how hard life is. And, and I told him, look, I said, singleness, some people wouldn't like to be alone as much as I'm alone. So I said, I'll never lie to you. I said, I'm not going to say being single is for everyone. And I'm not, there's no perfect answer in life. There's knowing yourself and making the best decision to be happier. You're never going to be 100% happy with your life. And there's never going to be no agony. But you do want to try to make your life better. Hopefully you can. Not easy. And what we're going to talk about tonight is you get tired of losing. I get tired of losing. I wrote that down on my phone. I wanted to title this because I remember being at certain points in my life and said, I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of losing money. I'm tired of losing in relationships. I'm tired of losing in life. I don't want to lose. And I've won in many things in life, but I've also lost. And in life, you'll experience both. You'll experience wins and losses. Hopefully, you experience more wins than losses. But many people may not. And that can be a mentally painful thing in life. And I'm going to get to all the live comments, so please. But I want to share this creative wave as it's on my mind. And so I had that written down on my phone. And then, today I was in Starbucks like I am every day doing my work thing. And I hear so many different conversations sometimes on the side of my ear when people are talking. There was a guy came in, middle-aged to older guy. And he was talking about the stock market because the stock market had been down. I know it was up today. And I give him a lot of credit because he was it seemed like a very honest and sincere person. Somebody asked him how he's doing. He goes, I'm all right. He goes, but I'm a little bit upset. I've lost a lot of money in the past couple of weeks with the stock market. He goes, I'm down 6 figures. And there was a surfer guy who asked him. The surfer guy said 6 figures in a few days. And he goes, yeah. So now, number one is put that in context, right? So if he lost 6 figures, he's obviously working with probably millions of dollars, right? Because let's say he lost 20, 30% or whatever. I mean, he could have a margin account, but chances are, it was only 10, 20% of his portfolio. So he still got money to play with, but then he started talking about it's not all his money. Some of it's his sister's money that they have invested with him. And the market's been down, but the market has not been like a recession. It's just been down for the first time in a while, still way above its normal averages. As far as overall, I know this year may be down, but either way, he went on to say that and talk about it. And then like one guy overheard him and he goes, well, you should sell now if you want to take losses and buy something else for tax purposes. And it started this whole conversation about how to deal with loss. Everyone faces loss. Donald Trump filed bankruptcy 6 times. Many wealthy people that don't go destitute, they don't do so because they have enough money as a buffer. They've either inherited money, their parents helped them with college, and there's nothing wrong with that. They shouldn't feel ashamed. But everyone, I've been blessed in life where I have sat with very good to do people as far as very well off in life, and I've sat with very unfortunate people. And what I could tell you is everyone, even intelligent people, dumb people, everything in the middle, everyone loses. Some people lose more than others. Some people have more to play with than others. That's the truth. That's what I've learned. Some people have more to play with than others. That's the truth. But loss is a part of life. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, I'm camping. I was camping at a free campground, okay? Florida has some free campsites. They're a little bit rural, meaning they're in the middle of nowhere. They're run by the government. You have to file for a permit to camp on there. You can camp there for several days. They have a locked fence, but they do at this one that I was at, they had a camp host. Okay. Now, this is a free campsite, so the clientele, the people that are going there, you don't know their situation, just like people know my situation, but most of them are, very either lower class or middle class as far as financially speaking. They're not like, wealthy. They're camping for free. So the camp host is in a beat up Class A. Okay, a Class A is a type of RV, type of motorhome. And it was very old, it was very beat up. He was the camp host, older guy, above 65. He didn't tell me his age, but he told me he sold his house a couple years ago. And him and his wife have been full-time RVing. And to supplement their living cost, they have been working as a camp host. When you work as a camp host in campgrounds, you're either allowed to stay there for free or you get a small salary. This particular one, he doesn't get paid a salary, but he can camp for free and he has full hookups. So he was sharing with me, his whole journey, and he's retired. He goes, they live full-time out of their RV. They do go basically to different parks, state parks. Sometimes they travel outside of Florida. And he said, but the good thing is I'm over 65, so I get 50% off most parks, especially state parks. And I did a video on that. So like I say, if I stayed at a state park, if it's $26 a night, it's almost like $850, So he's paying, $425 per month. And with an old junker RV, that's rent-free, full hookups. That's not bad. But he was working as a camp host in the winter because to get free camping. But he had told me about his stock loss thing, that he inherited $13,000 worth of stock. And for him, that was a lot of money. And if you saw his motorhome, you would know that's a lot of money for him. Good guy, nice guy, overweight guy, nice guy. I'd rather spend time with overweight people than skinny people that are anal. That's the truth. I hate to say that. I gotta say that. So he started telling me that, he got, when he was looking at retirement, they had like that 13,000 stock they inherited from their in-laws. But at that time, the stock market was way down. I was doing a recession. He said he was trying to hold on to it because he was always taught you hold on, you hold on. He goes, but then the market got so low and it stayed low. That's the key. It stayed low for a while. And then he eventually pulled it out. And he goes, now it's painful. Now it's painful for him to look at the market because the stock is, like quadrupled since he sold it. That's what happens with the stock market with most investments, is that someone who doesn't have enough capital, someone who doesn't have enough buffer, someone who doesn't have enough to play with, as soon as they get pain gets extended a little bit, they'll have to pull out. They can't afford to take that much risk. And that's what happened to him. So here he is. He was basically saying that was mostly his retirement. That's a reality for a lot of people. I posted a statistic today. 8 out of 10 Americans are still living paycheck to paycheck. Doesn't matter if the stock market's all-time high. Doesn't matter if real estate's all-time high. 8 out of 10 people you meet today are living paycheck to paycheck. That is the facts. He said this $13,000 was his whole retirement. And he didn't seem like upset. He didn't seem like he was, like destitute as far as he couldn't feed himself. They say he was overweight. But I just saw an imbalance in society, right? Here's a guy, 13,000 was like a game changer for him. It was a retirement plan. And there's another guy who's at Starbucks talking about in a few days he lost 6 figures. And it wasn't that big of a deal, even though he was a little bit upset about it. The imbalance of society, the two Americas, the two societies. It's not, it's not America's a blessing. America's a blessing. America's a blessing. I'm blessed. I'm thankful. It's an observation in life, and not just financially. I remember saying I got tired of losing, not just when I took financial losses, but when I took emotional losses. I remember going through a couple breakups in a row. Because there was a period like where I was winning. That was when like 50 Cent PIMP came out. I was pimping. Not pimping literally, but I was hot in the streets. A lot of girls digging me. Okay. But then I got to so then I was doing good. I was on a winning streak. But then all of a sudden I hit a dry spout, and I got rejected a couple times in a row. When you're winning, you're on top of the world. When you're losing, you get tired of losing very quick. Life looks very different when you're losing than when you're winning. Very different. Very, very different. And if you take a couple losses in a row, emotionally or financially, I get tired of losing. And I remember saying that in a couple of relationships. I went through a couple of breakups in a relationship, and the girl got the best of me. That's what it means to lose in a relationship. The other person gets the best of you. And it's hard for you to let go of that relationship because you want to win before you let go of it. Yeah, that's right, Queen. I was pimping. Give me the pimp emoji. It's hard to let go of a relationship when you are the one that looks foolish. Very hard. The hardest part about life is learning how to lose. I've made a video about that. I remember there was a guy I worked with. And at that time even though I was like, I think in my late 20s, I was still into playing video games on like my days off, like NBA 2K Live, Madden. And I remember it was a Friday, and he said, Sam, what are you going to do for the weekend? I said, I'm probably going to play some video games, watch some football. And he goes, I stopped. He was older than me. He goes, Sam, I stopped playing video games. Even though I did enjoy them, they would make my blood pressure rise because I would get tired of losing. I would be playing someone else, and I feel like they knew the tricks of the game. They knew the different like cheat things or the different things like they give them an edge, and I would get tired of losing, and I couldn't play anymore. And that video game is a parable of life. You ever play a video game, and especially if you play online with young kids and cursing you out, it's like having a troll on your chat room. And you get tired. I remember playing people in a video game, and it would get so heated because someone lost that they would turn off the game, they will rip the cord right out of the socket because they're tired of losing. And that's how it is with life. Sometimes you want to rip the socket off your life support because you're tired of losing in life. Sam, give us some hope here because this mess is getting dark quick. Well, this observation. Not everything in life has a magical answer. This observation. Some of what can help is obviously separate yourself from a level of risk. Separate yourself from a level of relationships that it's a game. That's high risk. It's not really a relationship. It's really more or less a game. You got most of your life has got to be pretty boring and somewhat exciting. You know, why is Donald Trump so exciting to watch? Because he could take more risk. He knows no matter what, he's always financially secure. That's why he was able to act like he was able to act during the debates during his life. He has nothing to worry about financially. If you give someone nothing to worry about, they can act a little bit more wild. They can have more fun. When you have something to worry about, you have to be a little bit more boring. That's the truth. You just have to remember most people are in that mindset. Most people are in that mindset. They're tired of losing in life. They want to win again. Because is life worth living when you're losing? It's a good question. You're not going to feel that. I don't think it is. Well, I think you won't feel like it is. I've lost before in life, both emotionally and financially, and just different ways. Now, one thing I've never lost big, which I could have, is health. Okay, so if you really go through a tough enough health period where your health is taken away from you, you feel like you're losing in life. That's what broke Job. Job, who was considered so righteous, what finally broke him, and when he started questioning God, was when his health was bad enough for a long enough period of time. Any of us can be broken at any time. Never forget it. And I'm not going to sit here and try to give you more things on how you can help it, because I think I gave a few. Separation is mainly the main one. And it's an observation that I want to share. You're going to feel that at times in life. And the final thing I'll add, then we're going to all live comments, is that you're not alone. Because again, everyone loses, whether you're the guy in Starbucks, whether you're the guy at the free campground, whether you're the girl who went through a horrible divorce, whether you're the guy that got the raw deal with the girl with the Hello Kitty. Everyone loses. Don't feel like it's just you. And, it's all right. I mean, I know it's not all right, but you know what I'm saying? It's all right. That's it. I don't have to try to make it magical. I have to try to always just be sincere and communicate what I feel. If you do that, that's where you win. I thought about that, say, sometimes in my life where I tried to sound too much like my pastor, or too much like this, that's when it doesn't sound right. You just have to speak on what you feel and try to take your time and articulate it, all right? Now I'm going to take a swig of ice water, then we're going live comments. And first I'm going to click on my own video. I'm going to click the thumbs up on my own video, and I'm going to share it. If you haven't clicked the thumbs up button, I appreciate if you do. Why am I asking for it? Because shit, if you don't ask for something, you think you're going to get it? You got a better chance asking for it and then getting it than you do of just keeping your mouth shut. That's the truth. All right, there we go. Good job. All right, let's see who's in here. McAfee, what's up, man? Hello? Okay, McAfee, good to see you, brother. Praise the Lord. McAfee's in the house. Keelan, hey Keelan, I think I might have missed your comment last night. I'm sorry. How's your night going, Sam? Overall, it's positive. I'm thankful. Wednesday, off a holiday. I only have 2 more days of work this week. That's positive. Let's take a win when we can take a win. I'm thankful for a job. Take a win there. And look, I wish I was independently wealthy, but at least things are going forward, and I'm just thankful. Plano, Fort Worth, Texas in the building. Hey, brother, how are you? How are the dogs? Good to see you, my friend. What's the weather like in Texas? McAfee? Mackle J, I'm sorry. Looking very handsome today. Well, thank you. I'll take a compliment. Thank you. Antonio, hello. Antonio, good vibes. Yes, good vibes only. Bad vibes, kick rocks. Good job, Antonio. Lagnar, the Netherlands is here. Hey, all. Good to see you, brother. Thank you. Silent River. Hope all is well, Sam. Manifold blessings to you into the New Year's, brother. I don't even know what that means, but that sounds magical. If it's positive, I'll take that. Thank you. Luke, what's up, my brother? Luke, positivity to you, brother. Hope you find those good deals at thrift store. Queen, hello. I'm fine, and you? Queen, I'm good. Smile emoji to you. Nora Wright. Hello there. Nora Wright. Hello to you. How are you? How was your day? Gleno, heavy rain in Fort Worth, Texas with tornado watch. That's not good. It was an absolute gorgeous day today in South Florida. It was 77 degrees, sunny, low humidity, very nice wind. Just gorgeous day. Luke, giving you some positive vibes, my brother, in celebrating your life. Thank you. The way I know you celebrate my life. Yes, it's reciprocal. And everybody else on this channel. Yeah, look, I appreciate that. Positive people in your life makes a difference. And if you don't have positive people in your life, believe me, you're going to be losing, and you're going to say, I'm tired of losing. Mackle J, I got a great question. Are you more happy living in your car, or were you more happy living in your house? I would say on average, I'm more happy living in my car, but I will say in fairness, it's hard to compare different errors. Like that was a different era of my life. Like it's hard to compare like, Shaq to Bill Russell. It's hard to compare LeBron to Jordan. It's hard to compare different errors because they all have different dynamics, right? Different rules were in the game. You know what I mean? At that time I was pimping. So, the house was part of the, that was a go. I mean, all I could tell you is I would say I feel, it's just different errors. I think I don't want to try to add to that. But at this point in my life, I know I'm where I'm meant to be. And I like as I get older, I feel more mental pain. I feel less invincible. And I never felt invincible. Like I always understood life and age. But as I get older, I can't take as much stress or as much mental anxieties. And I don't want to. I don't want to take them. I don't want to put up a show for anyone. I don't want to wear underwear and I don't want a house. That's where I'm at. I may want an RV base at some point. I may buy one. But even that, I can't mentally commit yet. I may eventually get a home base. I may not. I may rent. I don't know. Well, technically now, when I go to campgrounds, I rent. But when I only go, I can control it. Like I want to go to a campground for a few nights and spend some money, have electrical hookups, I could do that. And run like an air conditioning to my car, I can do that. If it's a cool night in Florida and I want to do free camping, I can do that. And I have no commitment. I don't want commitment. That's a great question. I would say there are different areas of my life. Right now, I'm where I'm meant to be. But that's a good question. Luke, you are an inspiration and you inspire everyone on this channel. Thank you. To live their best life. That's true. And for that, I give you a thumbs up, brother. I appreciate that. And I give you a thumbs up back. Thank you, Luke. Life is short. Your life and self-care are the number one things that we can do. Well, I agree with that. It is hard to take care of yourself for some people. For some people, they can't stop eating. For some people, they can't get up every hour and go for a walk. You should not sit down for more than an hour. If you sit down for more than an hour and your blood doesn't flow, you're going to feel your body aching. But that's what I learned with my mom. I used to be more rigid and more conservative when I was young in one sense. I used to say like, if you want something, you go get it. It's like, you don't work for it, you don't eat. I used to be like that. And then I saw, just like an episode of Kardashians, when Rob Kardashian was getting real fat, I remember his mom saying, not everyone can help themselves. And I remember seeing my mom, and even though she knows she can eat healthier, she can't help herself. She still ends up eating the sugary cookies. You will never have compassion until you lose. Never. I had more compassion on people who couldn't take care of themselves when I lost. But when you lose, and if you have a big buffer and you really don't feel the true pain of it, you won't have compassion. And some people will never have compassion. Look, there's a level of psychopaths in the world. A psychopath or a really narcissistic, prideful person, even if they lose everything, they're still going to be a prick. Or, it doesn't matter. There are people like that in this world. But I think for the average person, I think when you experience loss, the lesson it serves is a level of more compassion, more empathy, more humility. That's what I think. Luke, I'm excited this new year. I'm kicking you off right. I'm heading to a major city to a thrift thing and trying to find some good finds. And I'll letting you know very soon about my Instagram. All right, well, we'll support it. We'll support it, brother. Just let us know. Luke, I think I got a perfect find for you. Got a vintage tank top Tupac. Yeah. That are picked up 30 dope is. Hey, brother, when you get your Instagram, post that. Tupac's one of my childhood heroes. Apathy sucks. Hey, Apathy. Hey, Sam. How are you? Overall, I'm thankful. I would say overall pretty positive. How are you? Shelly. Hey, Shelly. Life is good, bad, and sometimes ugly. That's true. Laughing. And then she had laughing good. Hey, Sam. And then she get the hand wave and the magical heart emoji. Thank you. John Suttles. What's up, brother? Good to hear you tonight. Great topics the last couple nights. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate your support, John. I appreciate your reaching out to me on the holidays. God bless you, brother. I appreciate you, and your support means something to me. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, when I really have a good live session on YouTube, and I really feel like, because I love doing this. I really do. I think that shows. And sometimes when you have a good night, you have to be careful not to try to outdo yourself. So there's a couple things. One is I do write down ideas as they come to me, and I always leave my mind open to change. Like even last night, like I changed my mind at the last minute on what I wanted to name the topic because something had happened in my real life. But if nothing happens in my real life, to avoid having like what they would call like writer's block, creativity block, I go to what I wrote down on my phone. And some nights, look, you're just on fire, everything's going great, and some nights you're not. But if you just take a step back and you just be true to the moment and you stay consistent, that's what you kind of do in everything in life. There's going to be some days at work, you do everything, your boss loves you, everyone loves you, like, oh, you knocked it out of the park, you did great. And there's going to be some days, you totally screw up, you can't do anything right, you keep losing. That's part of life. That's what I've learned in my life experience. Again, I think the biggest thing is trying to show up every day to whatever you do in life and just take it one step at a time. And just realize most people are everyone's naked, okay? Some people have on more clothes than others. That's a parable. But with me, I have less clothes than others. But you understand what I'm saying? Everyone's naked. Never forget that. Luke, self-care, self-care, self-care. That is my 2019 anthem. Well, you can't go wrong there. I won't lie to you. Even if you take enough losses, you don't even care about self-care. But always care about self-care. It's a foundational principle that will help you in this world make life better, not perfect, but it'll make life better, not perfect. Good job. Hey, Jay, what's up, brother? Down in Miami. The highest level of truth and wealth is when you can genuinely celebrate the success of your friends. Well, I agree with that. Well, let me read. I don't want to pander to you. The highest level of truth and wealth is when you can genuinely celebrate the success. Well, I think there's a level of truth in that. But the highest level of truth, now, I definitely think I celebrate everyone. The highest level of truth and wealth is when you can, the highest level of truth and, maybe that's true. But somewhere in there has got to be, you're independently wealthy, you wear no underwear, and, you watching free porn and you're calling all the shots. Somewhere it's got to be in there too, right? Come on, AJ. It's got to be somewhere in there. But I'm with you. George, good evening, Mr. President. 2020, universal basic income for everybody. Let's see how many people I lose out of chat room with that one. $1,000 universal basic income. It's coming. What is, I wrote today, I posted on my YouTube and I posted on my Instagram. My Instagram is the word inspire, the symbol _38. Inspire _38. What is the definition? I looked up the definition of corporate welfare. I want you to Google corporate welfare, the definition. It's when the government subsidizes businesses and provides tax incentives. That's corporate welfare, okay? So when they start talking about reforming welfare, let's start looking first at corporate welfare, which we just passed legislation recently to give tax incentives to corporations, not the middle class, Not to middle class are temporary tax cuts. Corporation welfare is permanent. That's what we just passed 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. Okay. Know the definition, not the talking points. Know the definitions of something. Know the legislation that passed, and know where society is. 8 out of 10 Americans live paycheck to paycheck. The 8 out of 10 Americans got a temporary tax cut. The corporations got permanent corporate welfare through tax incentives by the government. That's the truth. That's the truth. 100% truth and 100% facts emoji. Okay? No political talking points. That's facts. Good job. Joyride, the main thing I lost was my sanity. Well, that could happen easily. You go through a bad relationship, a bad breakup, you think you can't lose your sanity? Phew. I had more compassion on people that had mental breakdowns when I lost, period in life. When I lost in relationships, when I lost with my money. When I've lost in life, I felt how fragile the mind is. You may have a point in life where you don't think you can ever lose your sanity. Then you may have a point in your life where you lose and you realize the thin line between sanity and insanity. That's the truth. And, it'll make you more compassionate towards those who struggle mentally with life. It will. Luke at AJ, curious. How is it car living in Miami? He has a Prius. Do you find it difficult or manageable? Good question. Leo, what's up, Leo? You don't know me, but you are my best friend. God bless you, Leo. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. That's a compliment, man. I appreciate that. Love to you, Leo. Thank you. Thank you for the comment earlier on my earlier video. I saw that, brother. Thank you. Zakia, Alaska's in the house. Hey, Zakia. Good to see you. Brendan, have you ever tried Indian food? No, I hate it. Why? I hate curry. I don't want to be disrespectful to any type of food. And because I know people associate food with affection. People associate food with culture, right? So I remember like when I started to get my health together and I started not eating certain food that my mom prepared, she would take that offensively because her food was a form of affection. So when I said I don't want to eat that shit, she got offended like I was attacking her. So I don't want to attack Indian food like people think I'm offending their food or their culture. But what I can tell you is curry, the smell of curry makes me repulse and regurgitate. I can't stand the smell of curry. I remember like just a couple months ago when I was in Marco Island, Florida, in the Winn-Dixie, they had like some vegetarian meat based like made from soy products, and I wanted to get like the teriyaki kind, but they didn't have it. They only had the curry. And I looked at it like, man, I don't like curry, but I said I'm gonna try it. Soon as I opened up that package, I smelled that curry. I wanted to throw up. That's how I don't like it. It's the smell, and it's just like it gets all over me. I can't do it. I can't do it. Love and respect to anyone who likes it. I can't. Yeah, I know that. See, I just broke it down to you, and then you said there's good veg options. Yeah, look, if you like curry, if you like Indian food, and a lot of people who do, I don't. When I was back in my food backsliding days, again, I used to be 350 pounds. I got down to 150. Right now, I weigh about 210, 220. I've lost that amount of weight for about 7 years. I've sustained it off. And what I could tell you is, I saw that vegetarian option in Winn-Dixie, but the curry still makes me regurgitate. John, hey Sam, what's up, brother? 2 thumbs up, thank you. AI Gaming Canada's in the house. Hey Sam, hey AI, how are you, brother? Good to see you. Hydration break to you, brother. Love and respect too. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Where's George at? Sam, you're a politician, not a singer. That's all right. John was all caps, all alone at work today. Nothing wrong with that. No one came in. That's positive. So I watched YouTube videos till 5:30 p.m. Had deli for dinner. Hey, I remember working in construction. There was a guy who used to say, like, if we had an easy day, he goes, Sam, sometimes you get the bear and sometimes the bear gets you. So if you got a good day, take it, because believe me, you're going to have plenty of bad days. I'll never forget that guy. M-Toff, what's up, brother? Tired of losing. Got to go join Bob Wells in the desert. And to each their own. Some people really like Bob Wells. And again, he was the pioneer of many of the mobile movement, at least on YouTube. So I don't want to tear someone else down to build myself up. But yeah, you're not going to catch me in the desert with doing RTR. But love and respect to anyone who does. I want to be positive and fair. Raphael, hey, Nomad, you inspired me to eat healthier. Well, thank you, brother. That's a compliment. I had one bite of the burger, and you can just taste all the sodium. Nasty. That's what happens. Early on in my life, I was addicted to cigarettes. Again, when you start smoking cigarettes, you won't do them because they taste good. You basically cough up a lung. You have to force that smoke down your lungs for you to get addicted. Just like alcohol, you hated beer. You hated hard liquor. Under peer pressure, you had to force that beer in your system. You had to force that cognac, that alcohol, that vodka down your system under peer pressure. Then you became addicted. And now you can't go a night without your Miller Lite, without your brown juice, without your vodka. Then I stopped smoking cigarettes. Now I regurgitate off the smell of cigarettes just like I do off the smell of curry. And what my brother is saying, my brother Raphael, and that was one of my favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he's saying that once he separated from the unhealthy and he went back to have a taste, he could taste the nastiness of it, like how it tasted when you had your first puff of a cigarette, how it tasted when you tried to drink your first beer. It sucked. But because of peer pressure, because of your insecurities, because of corporations selling you tobacco, one of the most deadliest drugs in the world, corporations sold you tobacco. They put a guy with a cowboy on it. They said it's all American. Do it. They put a girl in front of a car with a beer and they said, drink it. You'll be a tough guy. Corporate welfare has given you drugs, alcohol, and everything else. And we just gave them more tax incentives so you could smoke more cigarettes, drink more alcohol, and go to Chick-fil-A without health care. Chick-fil-A doesn't want to give health benefits. They're quote unquote because of religious differences, but they'll sell you. They're all high and mighty because they're Christian owners. They'll sell you that we don't want to open up on Sundays because we're Christian, but it's all right for us to serve society unhealthy food and kill them. The third leading cause of preventable deaths is obesity-related diseases. So F every fake Christian and Christian business that's pumping that garbage and then saying they won't give you health care because they feel it's wrong to, for whatever reason, to give a girl contraceptives or whatever. Come on, total disgrace. That's my opinion. Good job. Zakia, laughing, Amtoff. Start the Inspirational Nomad Tribe. No. No tribes here. Leaders create more leaders. Leaders create more leaders, not followers. There's no tribe here. I do not want to form a tribe mentality. I want you to be individuals. I want you to think for yourself, love yourself, and become your own self. There's nothing wrong with being a follower. Everyone's not meant to be a leader. For every manager, there's 12 employees or 6 employees. So there's always going to be more followers than leaders, but I don't want to create a tribe follower mentality. I want you to be you. That's what my circle says on YouTube. Be you. Okay? If someone loves you, they want you to be yourself and they want to give you freedom and they want to watch a girl with yoga pants with a wedgie going to Starbucks. Huh. Praise the Lord, says the choir. Thank you, Jesus. Apathy, free falling and losing for years. I understand. But holding on to hope and trying to stay positive. Apathy, I love your honesty. I love you and I appreciate you. John, amen. I faced loss when I used up all my savings. Thank you, brother, for sharing. To allow a flow for the last 10 months, December 2017 to 2018, $0 left in my name. John, God bless you for your honesty and sharing and for healing yourself and others. Every time you honestly share, you heal yourself. I felt that when that guy in Starbucks today, honestly shared out loud how much money he lost 6 figures in the course of a few days. And even if it's not big money for him, I felt he just earned himself a blessing and everyone in that room a blessing, because I saw everyone look at him. And everyone looked at him because everyone had lost in life. Everyone loses. And when he honestly shared his struggle, everyone felt a sigh of relief. That's what I felt in the spirit. That's what I think of the scripture, confess your sins to others, for you and others will be healed. And when I hear that scripture, it doesn't tell me to go into the Catholic confessional and confess my sins to somebody who's probably molesting somebody, even though it's a small percentage of people. I shouldn't say that. But what I'm trying to tell you is, confessing your sins unto others is just sharing honestly your pain. And sometimes in life, I haven't even been willing to do that, because sometimes the pain is so raw that you can't stand to tell people, and that's okay too. I don't, there's sometimes I'm like that. I'm not ready to share everything. I'm just not healed. Never let someone force you when you're not ready. If you're not ready to tell someone, then they have to understand, if what you're withholding from them does not affect their life, it's not putting a burden on them, you don't have to tell them. You will lose any relationship where you try to force someone to tell you what they're not ready to tell you. People tell you when they're ready, and not a moment before. Not a moment before. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to end a relationship, all you have to do is one thing: force someone to tell you what they're not ready to tell you. So you better make damn sure that what you're trying to get out of that person is so important that it affects you, that you need to know. But if it doesn't really affect you, but you just want to know, keep your mouth shut. Minding your business is one of the simple key things in life that you don't have to spend $50,000 for a college degree to get. Mind your business. If it doesn't affect you, wear no underwear and smile. That's what I say. Good job. Queen, it looks beautiful out there tonight. Queen, isn't it magical? Look at all the lights. Now, I'm not going to sleep here, but it's magical. I like this area. Grateful does. Yo, Grateful. Good to see you. John, I lost 10K of my life saving. Thank you for sharing. That was my retirement money. John, like I said, I met a brother today. He basically gave me the same story. So I understand, and I appreciate you sharing that, brother. Thank you. Submarine. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Skipped. Queen. Sorry to hear that, John. Yes. Thank you, John, for sharing. Love to you, brother. Submarine Vet 81. Yo, much love. As always, bro. From Boston. Got a couple of guys in here from Boston. Love and respect to Boston Harbor. I've been there. I've been to Boston. I did a video. I think it's on my playlist, travel areas. I went to Boston. Nice city. I went in the summer. I would never want to go in the winter. Nice city. Apathy. Apathy sucks. I'm down with the inspirational campsite tribe. No. We're not doing that. As long as we keep it virtual. Yes. All right. Never mind. Now, as long as we keep it virtual, you got an agreement. All right. Queen, laughing. Apathy. Sorry to hear that, Aaron. Did I skip Aaron? I apologize if I did. If I ever skip you, please don't take it personal, because I know how that feels. Just rewrite the comment and I'll get to it. Because I do try to read every comment. So I apologize if for some reason I do skip. Here she goes. Aaron says, I lost my parents. They died in a tragedy when I was 1 year old. Well, love to you, Aaron. There's nothing I can say to make that better. So I don't want to try to pander to you. And for me, what I've learned in life, when you try to over console someone who has lost something, you hurt them more. When you lose someone you love, when you lose in a relationship, when you lose money, when you lose anything in life, the last thing you want is someone over consoling you. What you want is people to, yes, be empathetic, but to basically keep their mouth shut and just sit with you. So I acknowledge your pain. I'm not going to try to pander to you. I have deep empathy and love for you, but I'm not going to try to over console you because I want to pull from my own feelings in life that when I've been through losses, I don't want people to over console me because then it makes me think about it more. I just want to say, all right, I appreciate that. And we go, sometimes the best thing you can do when you visit someone in the hospital is talk about something else. They don't want to talk about what they're going on in the hospital. They want to talk about something to get their mind off the hospital. That's the truth. Apathy. I'm down with inspirational nomad. Kim said, hey, I read that. As long as it's virtual. All right. As long as we think for ourselves and it's virtual, I'm not mad at that. Queen laughing. Apathy. Sorry to hear that, Aaron. Thank you, Apathy, for saying that because it made me go back. Grateful. I'm still overweight. Well, I understand. I know a lot of people overweight. My mom's still overweight. My mom's side of the family struggled with obesity their whole life. My aunt died of obesity, basically related diseases. Third leading cause of preventable deaths is obesity. Top 3 causes of preventable deaths in the United States of America. Number 1, tobacco-related diseases. Number 2, alcohol-related diseases. Number 3, obesity-related diseases. Those are the top 3 causes of preventable deaths in the United States of America. But it's very hard. And I say all that to say it's very hard. I don't judge. I was 350 pounds. I was morbidly obese. I did a video showing old pictures. My mom's still obese. When I see my mom, I don't tell my mom. I used to tell my mom, like I said, I used to be more conservative. I used to tell my mom, when I come over, I'm bringing celery and lettuce and we're going to eat, like my mom's 70 years old. Okay. You get to a certain point in life where you realize, look, what are you going to do? You just accept people for who they are. You enjoy that time with them. Now, you hope to inspire them, but you inspire people through your own actions. And some people get the inspiration, and some people are able to change, and some people aren't. You will do better in life if you judge people less, if you mind your own business, and if you don't try to over-counsel something. The worst thing you can do to an overweight person is tell them they need to lose weight. The worst thing you can do to an overweight person is tell them they need to lose weight. The worst thing you can do with your spouse is tell them what to eat. The worst thing you can do with your spouse is tell them what to wear. I had a girl one time, tell me, oh, you're going to wear that? I looked at that bitch like, what? That's it? Like in a mental, I said, you're not going to dress me? And I seen the guy she's married to now. She got that guy running around like that's her doll, like dressing him up in all type of I ain't going to say what type of dress. That guy, that guy is basically like her pet, okay? And that ain't gonna be me. There's no way I would ever put up with that. Now, that's why I'm single, okay? That guy tried like me, he gonna end up losing half. What I can tell you is never stay in a relationship where someone wants to change you. Even if it's for the better. It is not good to want to change someone, even if it's for the better. You either accept someone for who they are or you get the hell out of there. If you can't accept someone for who they are, guess who's wrong? You are. You can't. And I've learned this lesson through my own failures. Work on yourself. Accept people for who they are. If you can't accept them, get away from that relationship. If you can remember that, you're going to do all right in life. You'll do all right. You'll still have losses, but you'll do all right. If you don't get that, total disaster. Queen, give me a disaster emoji. Good job. Apathy. Zakia, apathy. Totally virtual. Yes. Let us be virtual in the spirit. I love that. John, Sam, you have your work cut out for you today. Lots of chats to read. I didn't even see. We got a lot. Yes, thank you. See what you started? That's all right. I enjoy this. I love doing this. I think it shows. Queen, laughing. Good. Zakia. Aaron, my condolences. Yes. John, Sam, the numbers, man. Yeah, thank you, brother. Shelly, so sorry to hear that, Aaron. Yes. Aaron, thank you for letting me share it. Aaron, I appreciate you sharing that. Love to you. Apathy. Keeping it real, Zakia. John, yes. America, all caps, is a blessing. Yeah, I'm thankful. But just remember, there's 2 Americas. Just remember, too, not everyone feels the same way about America because not everyone has the same experience. So if you grew up in poverty, if you grew up in a certain neighborhood, and if you grew up with a certain mindset and culture and environment, you would feel different about America. Let me tell you something. I've been in rich neighborhoods. I've been in poor neighborhoods. In rich neighborhoods, the American flag hangs proudly. In poverty-stricken communities, you'll never see an American flag hanging off the project staircase. Never. Because it's two different Americas. That's the truth. I don't need to take a survey. I've seen it. I've been there. I'm in the streets right now. Most people never leave their house. Most people spend 90% of the time in their house. That's truth. 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and I think 80% of the time people spend is in their house. I truly believe that. And what I can tell you, traveling up and down the East Coast of America, is there's two different Americas. And there's two different viewpoints of America. I think most people, even people in poverty-stricken communities, even people that have not seen the best of America, I still think they accept and they realize and they're thankful for America, but they want their voice to be heard. Like, Donald Trump is basically going against law and order. He's basically going against the FBI and saying it's a witch hunt. And he's saying the system is messed up. Because he sees a different America when the American law, when the FBI is investigating him, it's a witch hunt. When the law was investigating the Central Five and they were convicted of rape, and Donald Trump took out a news article and said America has to get back to the death penalty. And then years later, the Central Five, who were some minorities caught in Central Park, their verdict was reversed because DNA proved that they didn't rape that girl. But at that time, Trump said America needs to get back to the death penalty. Is he calling for the death penalty when his family is being investigated for wrongful doing? Or is he saying it's a witch hunt? There's two different Americas. And depending on how things are going for you in life, depending if you're winning or losing, will depend on how you view America. That's the facts. That's not like me. Go look it up. That's the facts. Oh, yeah, big time. John, we don't know how good we have it. Well, that's true. I agree. John, but we can make it better. America is only as good as you're willing to make it better. Okay. How do we make America better? Well, one is we get away from corporate welfare. Which corporate welfare? When the government gives subsidies and tax incentives to corporations. We subsidize the oil company. We give tax incentives. We just give permanent tax cuts to corporations. And we overlook the middle and lower class. We can make it better by universal basic income, Medicare for all, and permanent tax cut for the middle and lower class. And we give temporary tax cuts for the corporations. We reverse what just happened. We reverse the pussy whip, as Boomerang would say. Let's start there. Let's start there. And then let's start at the Supreme Court is no longer lifetime appointees. The Supreme Court is 4-year, 8-year terms max. That's the one thing that America got right. Never allow someone to be in power for more than 4 to 8 years. Never. Oh, yeah. We'll change. We'll make it better. That's okay. John, I hope that doesn't happen. Queen, pimping. Yeah, that's true. Apathy. Feel free to share, Aaron. We don't judge. Sammy don't judge. I don't. That's why some of the milfs like me. He actually responds to questions live. Yep, every night. He speaks the truth. Thank you. Don't put me on a pedestal. Thank you. And he has compassion for people. That's true. I appreciate that. Now, sometimes I failed, but thank you. I appreciate that. See me. Profound. I wanted to win at my last relationship. I've been there. Even when I knew I was losing. I totally been there. And I wanted to let go. See me? Great comment. I feel you on that. One of the hardest things in life is learning to let go. One of the hardest things in life is walking away while losing. That's a good comment. That's how you feel. You feel like you don't want to walk away because you're not winning. You're not on top. But you got to walk away. Separation is the beginning of healing. That's true. Good comment, see me. Grateful. It's nice to hear that the East Coast accent. I'm from Philly. Well, love and respect to Philly. I spent, I've never lived in Philly, but I spent time there. I did some videos, I think, from Philly. I was actually just talking to a guy who moved down here from the Philadelphia area, Cape May, New Jersey, which is by Philly. And he said he used to work in Philly, but he used to live in Cape May. Philly is pretty much, if you take the Atlantic City Expressway, taking to Philly, it's a 45-minute drive. Philly, nice city, a lot of historical culture as far as America's roots. A lot of murals on the buildings in the downtown area. Great vibe. Like any big city, it's a good look, though. Good to see you, Grateful. John, oh, I saw your discouraged video. Excuse me, I don't know what that says. I took some notes. Okay. Joseph, everything is so expensive. It's tough out there. Better have a plan. It's all about cash flow. Live below your means. Totally agree with that. Too many people living above their means. Well, I agree. That's what I learned in life. That's why I'm living simple. There is a piece of property right now, an RV lot that I would love to buy. It's right on the water. It's $200,000. And I could buy it. I would be right at my means. I mean, I'd still have to get a mortgage on it. Wouldn't be buying cash. But I would be right at my means. If I lost my job, I mean, I just don't. You have to not live above your means, but you shouldn't even live at your means. The only way to get ahead is you got to live below your means. Below your means. Not even at your means. At least that's my experience. You should do whatever you want. I'm not telling people what to do. You do whatever you want. I've done everything in life, so I have no one to judge. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But in my mind, I wrestle with that. I say, Sam, but if you get something cheaper eventually, is that what you want? So should you sacrifice what you want, or should you get what you want, but then you're living at your means? And that's why I'm so conflicted. I said, Sam, just keep living like you're living. Because right now, my flexibility, my liquid assets, me not having commitment is the only thing that kind of keeps my sanity when I go through a tough day when I feel like I'm losing in life. And that's why I know some people, like, they're on the verge of suicide, like when they're living paycheck to paycheck, like 8 out of 10 of Americans. 8 out of 10 people you meet every day are living paycheck to paycheck. That is facts. 80%. Look it up. Google it. Google, right now, I want you to voice Google. Okay, Google, how many Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? See what it tells you. Don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. This ain't a tribe, and see what you find. See what you find when you ask Google, what is the definition of corporate welfare? See if it won't tell you that that's the government subsidizing and giving tax incentives to corporations. And then look up how much money are corporations hoarding. Meaning that when the government gives tax breaks to corporations, the whole purpose is so that they create jobs. They use that extra tax saving to create jobs and invest in the economy. But look how much money Apple's hoarding. And look at, I don't care how many trade wars we have, they're still not making iPhones in America. So it's all a bunch of propaganda. They could talk trade wars all they want. Apple still ain't making iPhones in America. Look that up. Don't take my word for it. Look up how much money Apple's hoarding. And because we gave them tax incentives, they're hoarding more. They're not paying people more. Pennies on a dollar. I don't care if they paying people $15 an hour. That's still ain't enough to get ahead in this world. I don't know where we went with that, but we went somewhere. Aaron, I lost my parents on the same day. I birthed twins on different days. Unique life. That is unique. Thank you, Aaron, for sharing. That's interesting. Apathy. All in, it seems to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. That's interesting. John Mitchell never lies. Interesting. See me. Every video game is like that for me. I understand that. See me. John, I stopped playing the game. I understand that. John games. Queen, nobody wants to lose. Well, Queen, good job. You nailed it tonight. Good job, Queen. Love you, Queen. Apathy. When your health dictates that your next action will be, it's scary as hell. Well, I totally agree with that. When you're losing in the health game, when your health is bad, that totally dictates everything in life. Totally agree with that. Got to take care of your health as best you can. Plant-based diet. Every hour, try to get up and walk for at least 10 minutes. John, thumbs up, click. Thank you. Everyone who watches these videos, they help you. If they're entertaining, even if you don't like some of the things I say, if you're still in here, click the thumbs up. If you don't want to do that, I understand that too. James, Sammy, what's up, James? Good to see you, brother. Thank you. Queen, yeah. Trenta, yes. Trenta, ice water's in the house. Drink more water. That'll help your health. Marin, the very intelligent, very loving, very compassionate woman who I am honored to have as a friend. Marin, let's see what she has to say. Also Floridian. I've had only enough to my name to get one can of soup. I've been well off enough I could buy whatever I wanted. Neither define me to myself. But I'm lucky that way. Ice water toast, yes. Palm tree emoji. I'm telling you, I got a lot of respect for Marin. I really enjoy. She has a lot to offer, and I think that is a great perspective. Someone who has had down to barely being able to afford a can of soup, to someone who lived that same life who could barely afford a can of soup can buy whatever they want. To experience both in life, and definitely to have a lot and then to lose it, you see a part of this world that many people, even if they see it, they don't want to see it. And it's a unique, just like Aaron said, you see some unique things in life when you experience loss. I'm not going to say good things because I understand the pain of loss. But I pray for all of us, myself included, that unique experience will help us fulfill our destiny, and eventually, hopefully, we get restored, because I want everyone to win. And the grace of God be with you. And I appreciate that, Marin. James, Sam, sometimes I wonder what happens after a person is buried below the ground. My only saving grace is the Lord is looking after me and keeping me safe. Well, James, I think you got the right mindset. Remember, when you ever question deep things like that, remember to only focus on what you can control. You cannot control that, so don't spend too much time on that. That was part of the prayer of serenity. Even if you're not like strung out on drugs, you should only focus on what you can control. Give the rest to God. Some people debate heaven and hell. I don't debate any of that. I mean, I listen to the Wu-Tang song, Heaven or Hell. What do you believe in? Heaven or hell? You can't believe in heaven because we're living in hell. It's the life. George, I know, I'm not a singer. I'm a politician. But what I can tell you is when I die, now look, I don't have any kids or anything, so I'm counting on my YouTube audience. When the Lord calls me home and I'm no longer on this earth, I want you to have me cremated and my ashes thrown in the Atlantic Ocean, okay? By a hot MILF with yoga pants on and live on YouTube. Who's ever going to run my channel after I'm gone? That's what I want, okay? Love and respect. Isaiah, checking in, bro. Good to always see you living in your car. Well, thank you. And living your best life. I'm trying to, brother. Thank you, Isaiah. Total peace. I appreciate that, man. One of my favorite parts of the Catholic service, church mass, was when they said, peace be with you. And also with you. The God was in the building when I felt, when that part of service took place, I always felt God. And look, I don't understand certain things, and I'm not above questioning God. I'm not going to try to act holier than thou, but I believe in God because of moments like that. When the part of the service would say, go to your neighbor and say, peace be with you, and they say, also with you, something would move in my spirit, and that's how I know God's real. For me. Now, again, when I lose in life, I'm not above cursing God, so I'm not trying to act holier than thou. But what I'm trying to tell you, one of the highest honors you can say to anyone, doesn't matter their religion, is when you say, peace be with you. That's a total blessing. There's nothing religious about it. I mean, if you say peace be with you, that's blessing. Total blessing. Marin, palm trees, heart emoji, more palm trees. Just that. I love you, Marin. John, 30 degrees here in New York. It's a different world, man. Hard to even believe that winter exists. I'm in endless summer. One of my life dreams was get a license plate that said endless summer. I fulfilled that. I'm very thankful. Very thankful. George, let's create a roundtable of ideas. Throw stock. You like out there, Raytheon. I'm not in the individual stock game. Even when I did day trading, it was just for in and out. It wasn't for buying and holding. So I'm the wrong one to debate that, but I have no problem with you adding that to the conversation and other people joining in, because I understand like stocks are a big part of life and people like that, so I'm not against it. So, but I got to be honest, that was never my game. But I know Raytheon. I know Harris Corporation. Harris Corporation down here in Florida. Harris Corporation. What's the other one? There's a couple big defense contractors down here in Florida. Lagnar, gold and silver. Not Lagnar likes those hard assets, man. I don't like them, but I'm not mad. James, Sammy baby. Everyone is getting older by the second. That's true. That's a second we never get back. Make the next one count. Amen. Live with urgency. Seize the moment. Seize the moment. I agree with that. DJ, hey. Oh, there's always one. Yeah, but overall, there will always be the negative. Emotional baiters are someone who tries to manipulate you and emotionally bait you into unhealthy conversation because either they were abused, they're bullies, their parents didn't hug them enough, and they want to emotionally bait you to react the same way their father acted towards them. And they're going to continue that cycle of abuse because they have an unhealthy mind and they blame everyone else instead of looking in the mirror and saying, look, I'm a bully. But you can't make a psychopath feel guilty. You can't. So it's a useless conversation. I've been down that road too. Apathy. Dreading January and February in New England. Well, apathy, I can totally understand that. James, Sam, I love that you keep the priorities open with these RV videos and open lots. Well, thank you, James. I mean, I'm just sharing my life, just sharing how I feel. And, I appreciate people who vibe with that. Marin, I'm older and finally dropped much stress, most, and drama. Well, drop the drama. Drama comes from people who emotionally bait. People emotionally bait because they need drama. There's a quote on Instagram that says, negative people can't survive without drama. Drama is their oxygen. Emotionally baiting, getting people upset, seeing if they can get a reaction out of, that's the way they live. They can't live in a peaceful life. I remember I worked with a guy. He always complained. He always looked for conflict in the workplace. When things were going peaceful, he was like, he wasn't happy. So like if you're having like a live chat and you're talking about all positive stuff, like it doesn't excite him. He needs drama. He needs to vote for Trump. He doesn't vote for Trump because he feels he's going to instill good policy. He feels like Trump's going to go in there and blow everything up. I want to watch the train wreck. It's a mindset. It's a personality. You don't need drama in your life. Now, you're going to want drama because you think you can get the hot chick. You think you can seduce her. You will lose anytime you think drama is a more fun way to live life. You think you're Scarface, but you didn't see the end of the movie. Remember Jadakiss said that? You think you're Scarface, but you didn't see the end of the movie. How does it end? Doesn't end good. Never forget it. Good job. I just want to live. Walk away works for me. How did I survive this long? I walked away from conflict. I posted that on my Instagram today. My Instagram is the word inspire_38. I made it this far in life because I've learned to walk away from conflict. I've defended myself when I've had to, because believe me, like even though someone's a psychopath, they're still a human. They still bleed. But I don't believe in conflict. At all cost, I try to walk away. The only time I engage, like if you have no other choice, it's self-defense. But I firmly believe that the only way to get through life is you have to try to walk away from conflict as much as possible. Walk away from drama as much as possible, because no one wins. Like, I remember beating someone up, and I said, look, even if I continue this fight, I'm going to lose, because they're eventually going to come at me with guns, and it just never stops till somebody dies. You don't win playing the drama game. You win by walking away from conflict. Again, if you have no other options, you engage, but you that is such a small percentage time of life. Most of your life is going to be based on you getting away from drama, not getting involved in it. The 1% or 10% of the time that you have no other choice, then you do what you got to do, and you pray for God's grace, but the 90% of the time you should be walking away from drama, not looking for drama. Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with troublemakers and stay in trouble. That's a biblical scripture. If you associate with troublemakers, guess where your life's headed? Total disaster emoji. Huh, I've seen it. Total disaster. Good job. James. Sam, you are still young, under 40. Half of my life's over. Technically, the average life expectancy is 78 years old. I'm 38. Half my life is over, but relatively speaking, still young. Jake, what's up, Jake? Hey, Sam. How was your Christmas, brother? It was good. I'm thankful. How was yours? I always wanted to backpacking in Europe and Asia. I like Asian girls. But the only stopping me is money, Sam. You understand that? 80% of society live paycheck to paycheck. What is your advice? My advice is work, because you got to have income, even if you live very cheap. Even if you live like me, if you don't have income, you can't do anything. You got to work. Or some way to get money. I'm not mad at you. Legally. And then you got to live simply. You got to live below your means. Not at your means, below your means. And then hopefully you get a little bit lucky after you do the two things you can control. And then you seize the moment. And you make the most of your life. You don't wait to a certain age. That's my advice. Good job. Aaron. When my sister and I were little, after we lost our parents, we refused to lose at sports. Put that energy into that. We would beat boys in tennis. We would set the tone, and we did not want to lose. I understand. I remember when we were talking about like the afterlife, I remember I had a friend. He said to me, well, Sam, I don't know about the afterlife, but I know that we're all energy, and energy doesn't die. It just transfers. And so when you lost your parents, how I read your comment is you had a certain energy, and you put that energy into sports as a healthy outlet. And I do think that's a healthy outlet as long as it doesn't become obsessive. Now, to become great at something, you almost have to be obsessive. To lose 200 pounds, you got to get a little obsessive. But to sustain it, you have to learn to pull back and balance it. Balance is the key to life. Buddha's whole life lesson was balance is the key to enlightenment. Balance. Not easy to find, but that's the truth. Apathy. I find that people who have been through actual hardcore adversity have a lot more empathy. Some are 10% that are total psychopath, narcissistic people, and even if they lost everything and went through hardship, they still be a total disaster. So I do believe that it helps a lot of people, but there's always a certain amount of people that are just totally out there. Marin, when I lost weight, many friends, to my surprise, didn't like me anymore. Oh yeah, a lot of people tell me, Sam, you're getting too skinny. And I might have got a little bit too skinny, but some of them just didn't want me to get skinnier than them, and they said that. Others discovered me. Funny how it can go. Oh yeah, support me. Support here like a circle. Thanks, I love you. Just remember Meet the Parents when the father would say the circle of trust. This is the circle of trust. Joseph, mine is in the works, selling 2 properties. Good job. Them buying the Travolta van on a Travata. Yeah, that's the Dodge. I remember that was my most popular video is a YouTube tour video I did at the Atlantic City, New Jersey RV show at the convention center. A Dodge Travato. It's a Class B motorhome. A lot of people like that. I seen them down here for sale for $75,000 asking, so you can probably get that for $65,000. Up north it was like $80,000. But yeah, It's weird because I like the size of it. I like the mobility of it. But inside is not that roomy. And it doesn't feel comfortable. Inside a Class C that you can get cheaper, you can get a Class C brand new one for about 50,000 if you negotiate. It's roomy and it's comfortable, but it's not sexy, it's not mobile. In my opinion, many times you'd be good to build out a van, but that's a lot of work. I mean, the Toronto is probably one of the nicest Class Bs as far as so I'm not mad at that plan. And you should do it. If that's what you want to do, you should do it, and I support you. Apathy? Oh no, we have bored creeper in here. Yeah, we always get a couple. Anytime you use your creativity, you're going to have critics. So if you don't want to have critics, stay under a rock and stay under a faceless profile. But if you're going to live your dream, if you're going to fulfill your destiny, you're going to have critics. That's okay. You have to get comfortable with that. You have to recognize that 90% of people support you. There's always going to be 10% that don't. But don't disengage from the 90% who support you and focus on the 10% who don't. Don't transfer your energy to the trolls. Transfer your energy to the people who love and appreciate you. And that's a life lesson. How do you lose at life when you transfer your energy to people who don't appreciate you? You transfer your energy to the girl with the Hello Kitty. She don't appreciate you. You transfer your energy to the tall guy with the nice ass. He don't appreciate you. Never transfer your energy to those who are unappreciative. I don't care if the people who appreciate you are nerds and they don't look sexy and they're not society standard. Respect and appreciate the people who appreciate you. Shaul Hal style. Not by their physical appearance, but by their inner appearance. Never forget that. Good job. Yeah, that's okay, Apathy. James, Sam, I never had the gluten problem. I always shared what I had with everyone. Oh, the glutton problem. Okay. In my home. Well, I can understand that. Lagnar, we all lose. That's right, brother. But not to give up. That's the hard part. It's probably true. Being persistent. Well, I definitely agree with that. Persistence beats resistance. There's a scripture about the old widow who, even though she was unjust, she kept petitioning a judge. And even though the judge didn't like her, he didn't agree with her, he rendered a verdict in her decision because he got tired of her persistence and she was wearing him out. So he just said, give it to her. There's a level of wisdom in that, Queen. Yes, wonderful topics. Thank you, Queen. Lagnar. Yep, corporate games. Oh, yeah. But nothing wrong with corporations, but I'm just trying to bring balance. Richie Life. Hey, Sammy. Thanks for your inspiring videos. Thank you. Been lurking around. Why not rent a room in Florida? You could. And camp on the weekends. You could, but I don't want to live in a house. I don't want to get involved in a contract. And even if you do month to month, it's a contract. I don't want to have neighbors. I don't want to be entangled yet. Maybe one time I'll do that. Definitely if I get my mom down here and I'm not ready to buy, I'll probably do that. But right now, all signs point to still stay as free as possible, as liquid as possible, as flexible as possible. But I do keep my eye on the market and I am being mindful. Less stress finding a place to park amounts to the same price for campground fees. No, you're right. But what it does is it entangles me. Right now, my number one asset is my freedom and flexibility. And I can subsidize my campground fees with free camping. I do have to move around a little bit more. And it is a little bit of a pain. But right now, I'm still 38. I'm in great shape by the grace of God. So I'm young enough. I'm in shape enough. It's not a burden yet. If it becomes more of a burden than a blessing, then I'll adapt and I'll change. But it's a good point and it's noted. See me? Tax cuts tend to be focused on either trickle down corporation and wealthy cuts and bubble up lower class cuts. Look, bottom line is the middle and lower class should get the biggest tax cuts and they should be permanent. Corporations, I'm not no problem with corporations getting tax cuts too. And I think they should be great tax cuts, but they should be tied. If you're a billion-dollar company such as Apple, and we're going to give you corporate welfare, meaning we're going to subsidize you, give you tax breaks, then we have to tie that to some legislation that says, you have to provide, if you can't have $200 billion in foreign bank accounts, you have to spend a certain percentage of your profits in opening up plants, and you have to actually build the iPhone in America. Okay? You can't build in China anymore. We're doing a trade war. We're talking about, but we're not getting anything in return. We're getting lip service. Lip service. We're not actually getting anything in return. GM, guess what they did? They closed up their plants. They're not doing it anymore. We're getting lip service. And statistically, it shows in the 70s, the middle class was about 62% of America. That's dropped about 10%. Now the middle class about 52% of America. Facts. 1% of society owns 40% of the wealth. So again, I'm not against corporations. I'm not against government. But what I'm saying is there needs to be equality in the system. And not just the tax rate. You can't say, oh, well, you know, tax rates are still low. Look, 25% for someone making lower middle class wages, or even 0%. If you're making $10, $15 an hour, that's not enough. You need a universal basic income. You need Medicare for all. Medicare costs the number one cause of bankruptcy. And then you have to tie some of the corporate tax cuts to building plants in the country. And, I think then you'll be okay. That's what I think. Joseph, my time is scared. It's critical. My time is sacred. It's critical. Well, I agree with that. Joseph, highest level of truth is love. I agree with that. I agree with that. I would agree with that. But you got to be very careful with love. One is you got to love yourself. Two is you can love someone but not allow them in your life because you feel like it's unhealthy for you. Three is people can abuse your compassion. So you shouldn't become hardened by that, but you should love them from a distance. But I do agree that love is the greatest gift. Amen. Lagnar, enlightenment, in my humble opinion. Marin, Joseph, thumbs up. Queen, Trenta Icewater. Thank you, Queen. Icewater emoji to you, Queen. Joseph, Sam, you are Italian. Yes, 100%. Sounds like Italian mother. Yeah, I am 100% Italian. My parents are migrated over here. My grandparents from Italy and Ellis Island. Ellis Island is the place where the Statue of Liberty is off the New Jersey, Jersey City coast. In between Jersey City and Manhattan is Ellis Island, where the Statue of Liberty is. The Statue of Liberty says, give me your poor, destitute, and everything else yearning for freedom. If we do immigration reform, it's got to be more than build a wall. It's got to be build a new Ellis Island, okay? Because that's what our forefathers had. When the Italian mafia was controlling the government and controlling most business, I didn't hear people say, we can't let any more Italians in here. Or did they? So now, if they say that about Middle Eastern people or something like that, where are all the Italian Americans standing up for the rights of legal immigration and the rights of a new Ellis Island? Where are they? Donald Trump married immigrants. How do you think Donald Trump's wives, plural, got their legal documents? Do you think knowing a rich, powerful man helped them get their legal documents quicker? Because I've known people that legally have gotten in the system and it's taken them years and thousands of dollars they don't have. And that's why they either have to marry a citizen or they have to, do something and borrow money from someone to pay off the things. But you're not a leader if you've been privileged your whole life through inheritance, through bankruptcy, and still having enough money not to show it, and then, marrying hot women and divorcing them, and they only married you so they can get their papers, and then, you're a tough guy now. You're a tough guy. You love America. You want to build a wall. If you're really a tough guy, you would realize you're blessed, and yes, you want to build a wall, that's fine, but then you have to build a new Ellis Island too. Because that's what our forefathers said. And that's what the Statue of Liberty says. The Statue of Liberty doesn't say, give me your rich, smart, and successful. It says, give me your poor and destitute. Apple, who I just talked about with corporate welfare, Steve Jobs, who invented the iPhone, his father was a Syrian refugee. He was adopted, but that was his biological father, Syrian refugee. Albert Einstein, refugee. People who invented Google, who own YouTube, immigrants. Amazon founder, son of immigrants. If we don't have immigration, you don't have an economy. The highest percentage of people on regular welfare, white, second generation, third generation Americans, living in America. And that's the truth. Lagnar, I love my 15-year-old whiskey. All right, well, I don't judge. Queen, a night with our Miller Lite. Laugh out loud. I don't judge. Joseph, hey, Marin. Merry Xmas. Lagnar, I love smoking a good cigar. I'm not mad. I used to smoke a little ganja in that. Not anymore. Lagnar, cigar. Okay. Marin, took me hundreds of quits before I finally quit smoking. Okay. Biggest addiction in my life. Quit 18 years ago. Praise the Lord. Got very sick, detoxing. No one tells you about the serious detoxing can be. Nearly died. Well, I definitely gained weight when I stopped smoking cigarettes. And I remember visiting my sister in a rehab. And when she went through detox, she had a little drug problem, hard drugs. I remember them telling us, because you go through certain, family therapy if you want, and you go through different things, that the physical addiction to any drug is usually broken between 3 to 5 days. That's the detox period. 3 to 5 days is the amount of time your body will flush out a toxin and you will no longer physically be addicted. However, after 5 days, the only addiction is mental. The mental part of life is highly underrated and plays a huge part in addiction and in behaviors. Mental, not physical. Most things you can detox after 5 days of separation. After that, the game is mental. Big lesson there. Good job. Queen, getting heated in here. Laughing. Yeah, more Trent awarded. Thank you. Marin, you be you. I'll be me. Yes, Marin. I'm here. I love you, Marin. That's why I love you. Lagnar, and Marin. Is hard, yes. Respect, I quit 1 year ago. Praise the Lord. Apathy. Yep, they allow us to have fast food crap, alcohol, smokes, and they want us to gamble our savings away. And of course, no health care. Apathy, you nailed it. Good job. Sal, how's it going, Sam? Hey, Sal. Glad I made it to live stream. Well, it's a blessing to have you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate those who appreciate me. It's reciprocal. I really enjoy your videos. Thank you, brother. That means something to me. Keep up the good work, brother. I appreciate that. Silent River. Hey, Sam. Hey, what's up, man? Silent River. Almost cracked, laughing. Lagnar. Yep, listen. They will start telling. Gleno. Good night, Sam. I'll check back to you tomorrow, Gleno. Love to you, brother, and thank you. Love to you, your shih tzus, your dogs. Traveling man. If you mind your business, you'll be busy all the time. Great quote, man. Traveling man coming in hot with the good quotes. Lagnar. Later, Gleno. Submarine Vet 81, Boston. Stoughton, Massachusetts. I never heard of that. Queen. That's what's wrong with the world today. People don't mind their business. I think that's a good lesson there. Natasha. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Sammy. Happy holidays. Hey, Natasha. I knew her in real life. I still consider I know her. Love to you right now. I believe that there is enough to go around in life that you don't have to be greedy. Right now, anyone who's still in this live chat, I want you to click on Natasha's face profile. I want you to go to her channel, subscribe to it, and watch a couple of her videos. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe. But let's see right now. Natasha, let me know how many subscribers you have. I was her first subscriber. Natasha, put in the live chat how many subscribers you have. I want everyone right now. We got 53 people in this chat room. How many people can we get to subscribe to her channel right now? Why? Because there's enough love to go around the world. There's enough money to go around the world. There is enough for everyone to get a little bit of pie. Like DMX said, stop being greedy. Love to you, Natasha. Send your love to your mother. Love and respect to your family and your child. Joseph, Sam is very entertaining. Well, I appreciate that. It's his channel. Maybe Sam will make cable and Netflix. Well, if they make it rain, they'll catch me on there. Hey, if they make the dollars right, as long as I can be me, I'll do it. Joseph, no. Sam doesn't want to follow someone else's script. Well, that's true. That's the key. Now, if I can still be me and we can negotiate a salary, then we'll do it. If I can't be me, then not. If I was destitute, I would do what I have to do. I wouldn't sell my soul, but like many things in life, I would work jobs I didn't like. I've done that in life. Have I worked jobs I didn't like in life? Yeah. Why? Because what's the alternative? Ask a relative. I don't want to do that. The whole reason I started working as soon as I could and I never stopped because I wanted independence. I love YouTube. I would love for it to be my full-time job. But I know the reality is to have a steady income, I have to work. And that's why I work, because I want my freedom. I want to be able to do what I want to do. And I'm a hard worker. I'm a good worker. I got great reviews every job I ever worked for. And what I'm telling you in life is I'm only can practice what I preach. You're going to have to work and you're going to have to do your side hustle for what you like to do. Hopefully you get a little bit lucky. But that's what the life I live. And live a simple life. Live below your means, not at your means. Good job, Lagnar. At Joseph. No. Oh, yeah, I read that. Thank you. Joseph. Sam. On a Netflix documentary with his own script? It'd be trouble, man. I may go big time. Then Billy might be your next president. That'd be something else. Lagnar. Suppose Sam with 1 million subs in 5 years. Well, that'd be a blessing. I'll be thankful. See me? I lost the person I thought was my soulmate by holding on too tight. I've been there. Good comment. By holding on too tight and being paralyzed to change. Damn, it's a good comment. Take action when I was at my darkest time. It took losing her to start to change. Getting help I needed. See me. Great comment. I often post on my Instagram, never hold on too tight to anything. Why do I post that? Because I have held on too tight to a lot of things. And I've suffered and I lost. I know exactly what see me means. Good job. See me? 2 decades ago. That pain's still relevant. I understand. Frankie. Thank you, Inspirational Nomad. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Frankie. Thank you. Joseph. And we will be on his Netflix documentary. Yeah, the live chats are staying. We go on Netflix, we're going to figure out a way to negotiate that in. It's a trade war. Well, I'll negotiate it. I'm going to negotiate universal basic income, Medicare for all, and when I go on Netflix, we're also going to negotiate we keep the live feed in. Lagnar, laughing, no underwear. Yep, and that's already a given. That's got to become that. Lagnar, I don't have a need for Netflix or cable. Well, I'm not mad at that. Me neither. All I have is free YouTube. That's all I watch. Dylan, hey, I hope your holidays are going really well. They are, thank you. Take care, brother. And then magical island emoji, sunglass, 100% and peace. Dylan, love and respect. Thank you, man. Chad, accept her for liking to eat chocolate and cheese. Yep, or get the hell out of there. You got 2 options in life. You either accept someone fully for who they are or you leave. Nothing else. You will be happier the more you accept people, and you will be happier if you can't accept them. You just walk away. You don't change them. You don't judge them. You don't try to hurt them, but you walk away. That's the truth. Good job. Marin, thank you for your love. It's reciprocated, Marin. Lagnar, wink emoji. Thank you. Marin, hug. Lagnar. Sean Murphy, live it. Live every minute. Do not leave for tomorrow. What you can do today. Yes. Scottish singer, Al Thompson. I'm not mad at that. Good job, brother. Queen. Rain emoji. Yes, we're going to make it rain with negotiations. Chad. Snowstorms, Minnesota. Oh, it's a disaster. It's a disaster out there. Yes. I would rather be living in the hood. Well, I don't know. Yeah, believe me, I've spent time. I don't know if you want to do that. What I can tell you is get the hell out of Minnesota. Total disaster. Good job. John, yes, I grew up very poor, family of 4. I was the only successful of them until I lost my job. 2017, I'm starting over, not giving up. John, Another great comment. A couple things from that comment. Number one, you can have a great paying job, but you can lose your job tomorrow and you can be making six figures to zero. And that's why it doesn't matter if you have a good job. It can be taken from you like that. Have I been laid off like that? Yep. Have I seen grown men cry when they were laid off? Yeah, because I've been there. It's very painful and scary. The other thing is, one of the hardest things about losing in life is having to start over. That has totally crushed my soul at times. I have no easy answer. All I can say is you're not alone. I've been there, and I feel you, and great comment. Queen, disaster emoji. Yes. Lagnar, my daughter, age 12, changed when she visited the townships in South Africa. She left her clothes there to a girl she met. All right. Thank you. Sean Murphy, there is a lot of mental illness in poverty neighborhoods. I have seen it firsthand. Well, I would agree with that. Apathy, in the winter, I'm stuck in the house because it's freezing out. I know, I've been there. 37 years I grew up in New Jersey. It's a disaster. That's why I moved to Florida, for my mental health, to get to a hotter, sunnier climate. Totally agree with that. Man going there old late, lady boy. Just found your channel. Seems interesting. Well, I appreciate the love. Thank you. Lagnar, you're welcome. And I'll just say lady boy. This is true. Thank you, lady boy. I appreciate that. Lagnar, walking away is painful, true, but better be yourself. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that, Lagnar. Good job from the Netherlands. Sean Murphy. Toronto 106, Miami 104. Final in the NBAs? Oh, okay. What is it? Oh, it's not even it's still before the All-Star break. So it's still early, but that's good to know. Thank you. Sean Murphy. Do I watch basketball? Not much anymore. But that used to be my favorite sport. Lagnar, crazy prices. Ladyboy, question mark. What's the question? John, I'm one of the 80% person. I've been there. No shame in that. Ladyboy, okay. Lagnar, Apple's cash pile is around 300 billion. See, you give them corporate welfare, and what do? They keep stacking chips. Am I mad at them? No. But why didn't we make middle class and lower class tax reform permanent and tie the corporate welfare? See, as soon as I say universal basic income, the first thing people say, oh, Sam, you want to create more welfare? Did you say that when we passed corporate tax reform? You didn't say that. You clapped at Donald Trump. You clapped. Shame on you. Good job. Eater, loss can be the best thing that can happen to you sometimes, but I understand what you're saying. Glad you mentioned destiny. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Queen, you see the best of both worlds. Oh, that's true. Remember R. Kelly and Jay-Z had an album called Best of Both Worlds, but then R. Kelly got a little bit wild on tour, and then he stepped off stage, and Jay-Z got real pissed. What was my favorite song on the Best of Both Worlds album? Honey. That used to bump in the strip club. It used to get popping, okay? Now, did I go from the strip club to church? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay? I'm not going to lie. Good job. Sean Murphy, living in the hood is suicidal. Look, you can live look, the bottom line is if you go anywhere in the dark hours, it could be bad. But the bottom line is most places, if you mind your business and if you're not a troublemaker, you're gonna be fine. There's more crime in certain areas, but what I found, there's some of the best people I've ever known live in the hood. So, and some of the worst people I've ever met, live in gated communities. The problem is, yes, the averages and the crime statistics and the mental health tends to be poor in bad neighborhoods. But if you don't hang out after hours, and believe me, I spent many times in bad neighborhoods after hours. So, it's only by the grace of God I got through certain things. So what I can tell you is if you mind your business, if you're not a troublemaker, and if you're not an egomaniac, in most scenarios, you won't have a problem with most people. That's my life experience in good and bad neighborhoods. Gilbert, Sammy, what's up? Good evening, everyone. I'm here late today. Gilbert, we're just glad to have you, brother. Good to see you. See me? Should be drinking Starbucks so she can pour it out for the lost homie. No, that was back in the day when you pour some out for your homie. Yeah, we don't do that. I don't even drink alcohol anymore. But I understand what you're saying. Lagnar, hello, Gilbert, free to be me. Heaven or hell is here on earth. Wu-Tang forever. Yeah, yeah. I know you're talking about. Good job. You know, I was listening to the Raekwon Cuban Links album before I went live. I kind of want to get the Endless Summer Florida Place. Well, you get ready to get shed an extra $25 for that a year. Been down here for 5 years now. Esther, forgive me if I say the name wrong. You got to get that. It'll change your life. Every time I look at my license plate, I get inspired. When I looked at the Garden State license plate, totally uninspired. Does it matter? It matters. Am I willing to spend $25 extra a year to have a customized or the specialized license plate that says, yeah, I'm willing to spend that. You'll blow $25 doing something wild, easy, and lose it. At least if you spend $25 on a license plate, you see it every day. It's worth it. Good job. Free to be me. Heaven is living the nomad life, attachment free. Well, I don't want to say it's heaven, but it's the closer you're going to get in this world. I agree. Gilbert, hey, Lagnar. Lagnar's winking. Lagnar, yep, walk away. Yep, free to be me. Scarface, and in a disaster. No one wins, so I totally agree with that. Good job. Gilbert, cast no pearls before your swan. Yes, do not waste what is holy on people who are unholy. Do not show your love and affection to the trolls. Do not give your energy to the negative. Do not give your energy to the Hello Kitty. Do not give your energy to the tall guy with the nice ass who's got a side girl on the side, and you think that you're going to seduce him. Not going to happen. He's not going to leave his wife, and she is not going to leave the guy who doesn't treat her right. Why? Because don't cast your pearls to swine. They will take your pearls and they will trample them. The book of Matthew, as Jesus is quoted, praise thy Lord. Good job. Lagnar, yep, amen. Donna, amen. Bring jobs back. Hell yeah. Lagnar, Donna Cox, yes. Free to be me. Middle class is no more. Well, statistically, it's shrinking. It's true. Under all presidents, Republican and Democrat. We got a major problem. We got to have new capitalism. Andrew Yang, Andrew Y-A-N-G, Yang, is running 2020. I want you to look him up on Instagram and follow him. Rob, damn, you're live late. Just saw this. Yeah, I am live a little late. Good to see you, Rob. Lagnar, Rob, so much comments. There's a lot more. I can't even tell. Lagnar at Rob. See me? I wish that the immigration debaters would review the exhibit on Ellis Island. We have historically had a racist immigration policy against people of color. First blocked were the Chinese. I hear you. See me? I also wish those who want a wall would admit the walls have historically been a waste of money. I agree. Sean Murphy, life is hell. If you are negative 100% of the time. Sean Murphy, that's a good comment. Coach 95, 100. Sam, how many push-ups can you do nonstop? I don't know. I don't even try to do that. I just try to work out 3 to 4 times a week for 20 minutes at a time. I try to walk every hour for like 5-10 minutes, keep my blood flowing, and I watch free porn just about every other night. That's how I stay healthy. Rob, I am living off 401k nomad while applying for SS, 4th generation USA. Look forward to working again soon, hopefully. Rob, love and respect. Lagnar, fingers crossed for you, Rob. Amen. Rob, okay, thank you. Rob, if the market crashes, I will be in trouble. Well, I understand. I don't want it to crash. I don't want, I want positivity. I don't want anarchy. I just want universal basic income. Lagnar, you're welcome. Perlick, that's my guy from Instagram. Hey, Sam, what's going on, Perlick? I see you on the gram. Thank you, man. Lagnar, haha, too funny, Sam. It was good to laugh. Laughter is medicine for the soul. That's the scripture. Also says better to stay single. Good job. Air Mob, hey, what's up, brother? Keep preaching, Sam. You're the man. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the love. Also see you on the gram, man. Perlock, I'm lucky I live in Arkansas. Winter isn't too bad for car living. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. What's the temperature right now in Arkansas? Queen, yes, I remember that. Sean Murphy, why do CEOs get an enormous compensation when they are let go and sink the company? Good question, brother. I said it's a good question. Good job. Reserved. Do you think your job is safe during the next recession/downturn? Whenever that comes, was your career stable during 2008 financial crisis? During 2006 was when the crash started. I was working with a smaller company, but I was still in the IT industry. And there was questions that we may lose the contract that we had to look after a certain few buildings. So I had actually changed jobs in 2009. I changed companies. And since then, my career has been pretty consistent. My career was kind of on the rocks in the early 2000s when we had a little bit of a recession then. And, um, and I was transitioning out of the union electrician work. I started my own business and I was trying to find my niche in life. And then during that transition, during the ups and downs as an electrician, I was laid off. I had to work at a pizzeria and deliver pizzas, and I almost went into, I didn't go into foreclosure, but I started to, basically, I was living on debt. And that's when I really felt, first time in my life when I felt the pain of drowning and feeling like I'm never going to get out. But the only thing I said to myself was, Sam, keep working, even if you got to deliver pizzas. And that's what I did. I painted houses. I did whatever. And it took me years to save up money. Years, not weeks, years to get out of debt. By the grace of God and hard work and some luck along the way, the biggest thing I did was to evolve my career, get certain certifications, a journeyman electrician, a licensed electrician. I studied for I went to school for 5 years and worked a full-time job to get the journeyman certificate through the United States Department of Labor. Then I studied an additional 3 years on my own to get my licensed master's electrician certification, to be my own contractor. It took me 3 times to pass that test. Then I transitioned into the IT industry away from like construction, and that was a huge transition. But I saw that as the future, technology and everything else. And I didn't want to work with my hands in the construction industry. I wanted to work behind a desk. I wanted to work in a cubicle. Eventually, I wanted to work with no underwear and be broadcasting live from a beach with girls in bikinis. But I knew to get there, I had to work in a ditch. I had to deliver pizza. I had to, start an entry-level position in IT because I was transferring different industries. And then through the grace of God, through perseverance, I'm closer today of my vision for my life than I was 10, 15 years ago. Love, respect. Good job. Good question, Reserve. Esther, the Strong Murphy Journal. My question also. What do you ask? Oh yeah, because they're rich and powerful CEOs. They control policy. Good question though. Coach, 9,500. Well, I want to address that a little bit more in depth. I apologize if I didn't. Look, CEOs, corporations, why is it acceptable for corporations to get welfare? Why is it acceptable for the government to subsidize oil industry and to give the corporations tax cut permanent ones and the middle class temporary smaller ones? Is because they divide Americans. They say, if you're a true American, you want this free market working for you. But if you were a true American, you would have, and when the system collapsed and when the American taxpayer bailed out the corporations and all you got was your unemployment extended, and then now you're getting the shaft, you would realize that you want government creating policy for you. They bait the American people to tell the government to get out of the way. When you tell the government to get out of your way, guess what they do? They work for the corporations, and they give tax breaks to corporations, and they say, yeah, you got us out of the middle class way. Now we can go help the corporations. Capitalism would have collapsed during the Great Depression in the 1920s or 30s if the government didn't bail it out. Capitalism would have collapsed in 2006 if the government didn't bail it out. Capitalism is an unsustainable statistical model. We print money. We're $21 trillion in debt. The only way we're able to keep the system afloat is if the government keeps pumping printed money in the system. How are we going to build a wall? Print money. How do we give tax incentives when we're already $1 trillion in debt? Print money. How do we give billion-dollar defense contracts? Print money. Why is it offensive to Americans when we say universal basic income? Why do Americans question how are we going to pay for universal basic income when they don't question how we're going to pay for corporate tax reform? How are we going to pay for the wall? Why don't they question that? Because you're baited into thinking that if you get emotional about standing for the flag or saying that the immigrants are taking your job, you get emotionally baited. You live in poverty and you think you're more of an American. But the truth is, The biggest percentage of Americans that are on welfare are white, second and third generation Americans. Poverty is $12,000 per year. That answers the question in detail. Good job. Coach 95. Sam, what is the best way to deal with internet trolls? Don't give them your energy, but also don't let them abuse you. It's a balance. It's not an easy balance. I've had some trolls coming my way. Well, that means you're using your creativity. Creativity automatically bursts critics. It's okay. They're making death threats. Take a screenshot, send it to the authorities. A death threat online is technically a crime. They can trace back the URL number. Now, in most cases, you're not going to go that far, but take a screenshot, document everything. It is a crime to threaten someone over the internet. And, if it's done repeatedly, you can trace everything that's done. When you do anything online, doesn't matter if you have a fake profile. There's a digital fingerprint out there. You can be traced back. And, you can get in big trouble. Now, again, a lot of people get away with it because it don't lead to nowhere, but take a screenshot, document it, and if it's repeating, keep flagging them to YouTube, keep blocking them, and then flag them that they're spreading abusive content. And if it's continued, if it's repeated, take screenshots and document and escalate accordingly. That's how you deal with any problem. How do you deal with any problem? You document, and if it escalates recurringly, you escalate it to the authorities. And I've seen bullies cry when the cops come knocking at their door with evidence that they have been threatening someone else. The same people come in here and say, F you, Sam, F you, you're bold. The same people, they will cry when the cops come knocking on their door and they're threatening to go to jail. I've seen it. I've seen people. Let me tell you something. That's what you do. Good job. Towards me and calling me a loser. Don't worry, they're calling you. Look, I never heard a winner call someone else a loser. That's the truth. Only losers call other people losers. Good job. Berlick. 10 now, 65 degrees. That ain't bad. John Murphy. Would you advise being self-employed as an option if you want to live in poverty? Most people who are self-employed are living in poverty. Most businesses fail. That's statistics. Statistics prove that most businesses fail. Can you beat the odds? Yes. Can you get cut from your high school basketball team and make it to the NBA and become Michael Jordan? Yes. Are the odds that you'll do that? No. Should you still pursue your dream? Yes. Should you still take risks? Yes. But in my opinion, my life experience, what I do is I still work a full-time job. I still do things I don't like to do sometimes because I realize I've had my own business. I have two of them. That it's very hard to have a consistent income. When you have your own business, it's going to be feast or famine. So even me, I'm single. I got no kids. I can take a lot of risk. I'm not against someone having their own business. I know it's more fun and you should do it if you can do it. Just know that you do need a consistent income. And at some point you got to ask yourself, do you have a hobby or do you have a business? Nothing wrong with having a job, maybe a night shift job, and doing your business and during the day. Eventually you're going to burn yourself out. And there's nothing wrong with putting all the chips on the table and starting your own business. I'm not against it. I'm just saying on average, you have to accept that on average, most businesses fail. Most people who are self-employed live in poverty. It sounds educated to be self-employed, but you're probably in poverty. Most business owners I know struggled with making payroll at times. Even businesses that make a lot of revenue, they don't make a lot of net profit. Because when you're not a corporation, when you're not a publicly traded company works on borrowed money from the money they get from stock investors. And most publicly traded companies haven't made money in years. And it took years for Amazon to become profitable, years for Tesla to become profitable. Tesla still isn't Tesla, the luxury car company, still isn't net profitable. They operate off debt. Donald Trump said he's the king of debt. In a capitalist system, in most businesses, you won't go to the upper level based on you making net cash flow. It'll be based off you knowing the system of capitalism, you leveraging debt, and then you beating the odds. And then if you don't beat the odds, you'll end up like Donald Trump and claim bankruptcy 6 times, even though you got a $2 million head start and you got bailed out. So the reality is you probably didn't get a $2 million loan from your father. The reality is you're not smart enough. You don't have enough wherewithal to claim bankruptcy 6 times and to start new companies and to leverage that relationship. One bankruptcy will destroy most Americans. 8 out of 10 Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So you take a higher level of risk being self-employed, but I'm not against it because I know it's a more fun, creative way to live. Only thing I can do is practice what I preach, which is work a full-time job to get steady income and healthcare benefits. Because in America, we don't have healthcare benefits if you don't work. And if you're going to pay for your own, you better get ready to dish out $500 per month for a single person. Number one cause of bankruptcy in America, medical bills. Never forget it, okay? So you have to be prepared to pay your own medical bills if you're self-employed, put something away from retirement. Because if you think it's going to be fun to be self-employed, you want to live your dream, if you end up 62 and you have nothing in Social Security, nothing saved, guess what you're going to do? You're going to live on the average Social Security, if you're lucky to even get any, which is $1,200 a month. You'll be at poverty. Poverty is $1,000 a month. That's poverty level. $1,200 a month, you're just barely above poverty. And you try being 62, 72, and you don't have the physical wherewithal to get a job in the workforce, and Donald Trump's talking about giving corporate tax reform, that ain't going to help you. Do I know senior citizens making $1,200 a month on Social Security and struggling? Yeah. Scared? Yeah. Should you do it? Live your dream. Never let me steal your dream. Just know the harsh realities of this world. Never forget it. Lagnar, haha. George, Mr. Trump knocked that wall down. Somebody has to work his hotels. Yeah, well, that's what he does. In Mar-a-Lago, he hires foreign workers. He pays them $10, $12 an hour. And it's a disgrace that, people don't see right through that. But I understand Hillary was even worse with the pandering. But the bottom line is her policies were better. And I understand everyone who voted, most people voted for Trump, they don't like him as a person, but they know he make a big thing. But he's not changing the system. He's not draining the swamp. He's just giving he's just giving people the show, and he's, giving corporations what they want. So he knows how to play the game. He's smart. But Hillary wasn't a big winner either. Lagnar, be ready. The financial system will crash. It'll crash and it'll get bailed out because the government's not going to let it crash, and you don't want it to crash. I mean, it'll reset, but I don't want anarchy. I don't want anarchy. I don't want the system totally. It'll be too much pain for everyone. I don't want to go back to horse and buggy. I want reform. I don't want crash. I want reform for the middle and lower class and upper class too. I don't care if billionaires still make money, but there's enough money to go around. There's enough subscribers where Natasha can get 1,000 subscribers and I can have thousands of subscribers and we could both win. But guess what? I don't have to have 20 billion subscribers or 200 billion like Apple has in cash reserves and say Natasha can't have any. There's enough to go around for everyone without the system collapsing. Donna? Coach, some people are miserable. Ain't that the truth? Their own low self-esteem comes out, and they say, block them. I will kill them with kindness. Just get away from them. Separate yourself from the unhealthy. Hector, if you got someone to clean your house and you do the shopping and you get some action on a regular basis, the only reason you need a wife... all right. And that's that. Queen, good night, Sam. Good night. Good night, everyone. Reserve, sweating like a preacher. I am. Lagnar, amen, Sam. Thank you. Queen, thank you. Perlock, yep. Trump supporters say Trump is a good businessman. Yeah. Look, I know some loving, respectable, smart. I'm not going to pander. I know some people I like that are Trump supporters. Okay. I loved him. I wasn't in love with Hillary. I understand, and some things Trump did and does is needed. So I understand. I'm sharing my opinion, my perspective. It's good to have various perspectives. So I don't want to be too harsh on one way. But I mean, it's how I feel. I understand what you're saying. Lagnar, yep, reform, but way too much debt in the world. The whole world lives on debt. If you didn't live on debt, you'd have horse and buggy. You'd be living off the land. You'd be bartering. You'd be trading goods in the marketplace. And so you need debt. Printed money is a good thing. That's how you grow economy. But some of that borrowed money should go to the people. That's all I'm saying. Balance. Jacob, hey, Sam. Happy late holidays or Merry Christmas, whatever. How are you doing tonight? Good. I'm hot, sweaty, and tired. And the live feed has been going on for 2 hours, so I'm getting ready to call night. Thank you for everyone who joined. Thank you if you take the effort to click the thumbs up button, share the video. Thank you for your love and support. I don't take it for granted. I acknowledge you. I appreciate you. Esther, gold and silver currency is not coming back. You could play that game forever. The bottom line, the only financial advice I would ever give anyone is you're going to have to work to have a consistent income. You're going to have to live below your means, and you're going to have to get a little bit lucky. I think if you do all those things and you stay positive and you avoid drama, I think you'll do okay in life, and I pray you do. Lagnar, love to you. Esther, good love to everyone. Jacob, love to you, brother. Peace and love.